My name is Kuiter. I'm a student at Fanshawe College in London.
And I have an unusual way to eat.
So this is my fridge, and this is my shelf in the fridge. And first of all, we got the raw water buffalo milk. Next, we got the raw cream. Probably my favorite meat right now, which is tuna. My favorite snack, we got the eggs. I keep them beside the bed. This is some like fermented liver basically, which is very nasty. Raw honey, totally unprocessed. Some raw cheese that I made. And then last but not least, we got some raw beef.
Now I'm ready to eat.
So I started my healthy lifestyle from my parents' influence on me. My mom had cancer when I was like 2 years old, and she looked into different health remedies, and that ended up influencing how our family made healthy decisions. And then I started drinking raw milk from my parents because they thought that was important for our health when I was young. And I've been drinking that ever since. When I was like 10 or 11, I really got interested in health and how it can impact how I feel, how I like think, how my grades can be improved, how I can look better when I'm healthy. I'd say the progression of it started when I was like probably 12 years old. I started to not eat as many processed foods. I like stopped eating candy. And then after that, I started to eat less vegetables because for my research, vegetables are not really necessary. And then after that, it progressed into more of a carnivore diet where I just ate animal-based foods, but it was mainly just like meat, eggs, and dairy. It was really this summer of 2025 that I was exposed to eating raw eggs and raw meat. I just kind of got exposed to YouTube videos and did some research online into the raw diet. There was a guy named Weston A. Price. I believe he was a dentist or an orthodontist, and he was really interested in how people's teeth have started to become a lot worse compared to like 100, 150 years ago. And it's also compared to other countries that eat much more simple, unprocessed diets. And basically he concluded that in the places where people eat raw foods, their teeth are much better naturally, even without modern technology and dentists and things like this. Is picture or video?
Video.
Oh. All ready? Yeah. A big influencer on my health journey was going to the gym and eating higher protein. That culture kind of showed me raw eggs and that it can be safe. Oftentimes I will like snack on two things. The first one is raw eggs with honey. It's a very delicious snack. And then also just raw milk. I love raw milk. And so, yeah, I like to drink it at room temperature because it will be digested best this way. Some other things I like to eat often are tuna steaks. I buy them frozen, I let them thaw, and I eat them at room temperature. And also steak tartare is another one. The first time I ate raw meat, I believe it was raw beef liver, grass-fed, and it's very strong and very bitter. So it didn't taste the greatest, but I didn't feel unhealthy. I didn't feel amazing after or anything like that. But, you know, I just know that it is full of nutrients and it's good for me, so. I would say the smell of some of the pungent foods that I eat, that definitely do affect how much I want to eat something or how interested I am in eating it. So when I first eat the egg, I swish it up because, well, the yolk tastes way better and has basically all the nutrients. So, you know, that's really the jewel of the egg. I'm eating for my health. It's not just for taste or enjoyment. It gives me a relief psychologically knowing that I'm eating the best way that I can. That's kind of how I get the enjoyment out of my food, from feeling better. So, me personally, I'd rather not wash my hands and waste this. Any residue, I kind of rub on my skin, which is kind of weird, but it's like natural moisturizer stuff. Just like this. You know, you'd be surprised, it doesn't really get stinky. You know, I still shower. And I got so much I can even go to my legs. Woo. The worst reaction I get when people find out that I eat the way that I do is when they freak out, they think I'm gonna die, they might call me names or think I'm stupid, but I'm kind of used to it by now. It doesn't really bother me. And the best reaction I get is when ethnic people from cultures very far away say that they've eaten raw foods like this before and they eat it with their family. And I think it's very interesting because in our culture, it's very frowned upon, but in other cultures, it's considered normal and completely healthy to do. What my family thinks about this diet is that it's very strange. Mainly my mother was first very concerned about me and my safety. You know, she thought that I was gonna die if I ate raw brain, but then, you know, my doctor said that it's actually very safe in Canada. Delicious. Last week, I went to my general doctor and she asked me about my diet, and I was gonna lie to her and tell her I ate a normal diet, but I decided to tell her the truth in what I'm eating, and she's done a little bit of research and it does seem to be quite safe. But she did highlight the fact that you should really try to get it from a good source, which I do agree with. I have not experienced any food illnesses or poisoning since I started the raw diet. In regards to the pathogens, I myself believe that they're not really an issue. I would say this diet has affected my social life because previously I could go out with friends or go to their house without worrying about me bringing weird food, but yeah, now I don't really do that. If I'm gonna hang out with friends, I would just go somewhere to do something besides eating. Yeah. We're still filming? To the people that think the way that I eat is strange and odd, I would say you're right. But if you haven't tried it and the way it makes you feel, then I would say do some research and don't judge people before you try it. Although it is weird, I can admit to that. It can definitely change your life.
You want to read it?
Should I rehearse or something?
No, it's a documentary about you, so just be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta be yourself.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
I gotta get my drink, bro.
You want to drink before recording? If you need, you can.
This should be the first scene in the documentary. I should be raw milk.
So do that. If you think that, do that.
And then cheers the camera.
Why not?
Cheers.
With this rule.
We can record that.